me start for the first one. I presume that you have experience with diffusion models, right?
Actually, okay. Can you come again? Actually, there is a lag, so I'll just missed out your last sentence. Yeah.
Sure. Do you have experience with diffusion models?
Diffusion model, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I have experience of working with the diffusion models. So yeah. I mean, if you're asking about the diffusion model, so there are also some cases where, in a large language model case, when you try to generate some images out of the text, so we typically use this diffusion model, and also for example, there is one OpenAI LLM, and that is called DALL-E, DALLE. So that typically uses the diffusion concept of diffusion, so that generate from text to images. So yeah.
Okay. So have you worked with the diffusers library before?
Yeah, I have worked in a few use cases, which I have also I've designed it. You can say a kind of modeling. So in that I have used this diffusion, but I have used this OpenAI their APIs just to leverage that APIs, and then I have generated some images because I worked with one of the education edtech company. So their requirement was to generate some images out of some story. So that was the one use case which I have worked on, and I have created a small model and deployed it on AWS. So that was my use case.
So you created a small model.
Yeah, it was a
Using
small language model. You can say the leveraging the OpenAI at the diffusion, the concept of diffusion. Yeah.
So let me understand. It's like, did you create a small model, or did you use one of OpenAI's proprietary models?
Yeah, there were the two cases. One was because the client wanted to generate something out of the you can say the text data, because it was a ad tech company, so they wanted to, for example, they have some story and they just want to create some images out of that. That was the one case, and I have used there is one platform called Hugging Face that is typically for example, researchers typically use some the pre-trained model. For that I have created a repository of some images. It was the case of we can say it was a case of a logo generation, and also one of the case was that there is one painting in India actually. There is some traditional painting, so here it's a rare painting, so we have to generate some out of it. For example, if someone is looking for some for example the old texture and old kind of a thing, so based on certain prompts, for example, they are giving us some prompt like a text prompt that they generate some, for example, the image of, let's say, a snake the moving on a mountain or something. So I have collected the data and I have trained on a Hugging Face platform. So that was the one platform, and I have created a small language model that is just that we typically I have fine tuned on the foundation model, that is a BERT, and there are also some models on a and they are basically I have pre-trained on one of the Llama model. It was the Facebook, and also I had used the base model was also the OpenAI. So that two models, and I have checked the accuracy. So that was the one use case which I have worked on, and I have created one small model that is a pre-trained model. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, have you worked with image generation or processing in any other project?
Image generation, yeah. This is the one case which I have told you. It was the text to image generation. One is image to image generation, right? So are you talking about something related with image to image generation or just to image generation? For example, there is one concept called generative adversarial network GAN. So that typically generates some images. For example, if there are two images. For example, there is one. Let's say the place where you are sitting is there are some clothes, right? For example, I just want to distinguish it whether the clothes which are original or a fake, right? So the based on the training data, I can easily distinguish if I have a model trained on a game, that is a generative adversarial network. If let's say your model has a training data, and if I'm giving a test images to it, that can easily separate, and that can easily classify whether the images, the clothes images, are a fake or real. So that is the one case.
Okay. So what image generation assets you know or are more familiar with?
So you wanted some kind of algorithm or what?
Yep,
Anything.
algorithms, models, techniques, whatever comes to your mind.
So yeah, the one that is the image generation is that is for use is one of the also a concept called diffusion. The concept of diffusion typically, so that generate the based on the distribution of for example, if I have some images, let's say the clothes images, let's say I have 1 lakhs of different clothes, their varieties there, let's say their color, and maybe there are different shades of the clothes, and I just wanted to create something new out of the all the the attributes of the clothes. I just want to create a new clothes for a person. For example, if I'm wearing something, and based on my personality, I just want to generate some clothes that for example, I just want to recommend some clothes. So that can be used, the concept which can be leveraged is this generative adversarial network. And also there are some pre-trained model which can create easily the based on descriptions. There are many models, for example, DALI, and there are also stability.ai, some diffusion models. So these are the some models of AI which can easily create, the images based on the descriptions. So that is for the image generation.
Okay, so basically the asset that comes to your mind is DALI.
Yeah, DALI is the something which also there is one, the stability.ai. So that is also one platform, stability.ai. So that is for image to image generation. You can easily generate image, and also from the text to image generation.
Okay. So have you worked with LLMs before?
Yeah, large language. Yeah, I have worked on the large language model. For example, obviously the basic LLMs are the this GPT-4, and also the Llama model of Facebook, Mistral, 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 Stability.ai. So I have worked on, also there is one platform called AI 21 Labs. So these are the some the LLMs which I have worked on, and also from, for example, text to audio, audio to audio. So there are many models which I have worked on. So my expertise is only on Gen AI and that
What's your
LLMs.
favorite? What is your favorite LLM?
If you ask me the one, because I cannot I cannot. I mean, it's for me, it's like a discriminatory thing because I love every single LLMs based on my use cases. But I love to work on that LLMs which create some images, videos, because it's much fascinating, because the science, or you can say the AI models behind these are very fascinating, because how from your prompt something coming out as an image, and something coming out a video, it's very interesting. So yeah, these kind of LLMs which I love to play with. Yeah.
Okay, so basically you said that you do not have a favorite, but you like using them all.
Yeah. Because based on the use cases, because there is nothing called a favorite LLMs, because every LLMs has some significance and there is impact. And also you cannot use, for example, everywhere you cannot use a SWOT, but sometimes you have to use it needles also, right? So LLMs there, the usage varies from needles to the SWOT, depending on your use case, how you use it.
Okay, so the next question is about whether you are an ops guy or a research guy. Okay, if 0 is an ops guy and 10 is a research guy, where are you? It's like, where are you in that scale from 0 to 10?
Okay. So if you're saying ops means operationalization or something related with, can you confirm me?
Yeah, I've seen people that prefer to work on the operational side, This is deploying the infrastructure, and some people they prefer working on the research side. So, in which side do you put yourself in?
Yeah, actually, I have also worked on some research paper, and also I published some research paper related to LLMs. So if I have to give, on a scale both, I mean, so I love to, I mean, more of, you can say the six, I'll give, I mean, the operationalization six and also research, because I don't want to lose that, the research part, because research is something that gives you, the new knowledge, and you can discover a new things, so that can give you a solid skill set. So obviously if I have to put on the scale, I'll give six. Yeah.
Okay, six towards research, right?
Yeah, six towards research, and yeah, deployment, obviously, I mean the five, but the research I'll weigh more, because obviously the research gives you more, the knowledge and the skill set, and it gives you more, you can say a kind of age to easily grasp new knowledge and concepts.
Okay. So, what steps do you typically take to reduce training and inference time?
For a machine learning model or for LLMs?
Um, Up to you.
Yeah, so inference times when you are saying, and this based on this large language model. So I mean, just to reduce that, we typically gather large corpus, because whenever if you have a large corpus or large training data set, that the models captures different variations, they learn new patterns. So if you have a vast amount of a data, vast amount of a corpus, that can have that can have a more impact on your output, inferences, and accuracy. So that is how it works.
Okay. How do you ensure that model performance remains consistent when scaling to larger datasets or more complex architectures?
So I mean, if I'm correct, you are asking that how model performance can be consistent, right?
How can you keep the performance?
Consistent, right?
Yeah.
So I mean the questions obviously depend on the use cases. So obviously if our model, let's say our training data set is limited, so the model performance would be constant. But if our model is taking feedback from the model which we have, let's say deployed it, and we are taking a feedback from a human feedback, or if you have some feedback mechanism, so in that case you cannot keep our model constant. Our model efficiency will improve, because there is some element of feedback coming back as an input to the model. So if I want to make my model give a constant result, or constant, you can say, accuracy, it's very hard, because our model might be you can say the oversampled, or maybe the undersampled. So there is a case of overfitting and underfitting, so both are the extreme one. So there may be some kind of a mechanism called a hyperparameter tuning. We have to go with that hyperparameter tuning, and through that hyperparameter tuning, for example, if we have some classification algorithms, so every single classification algorithms have some kind of a hyperparameter tuning. So we have to fix those hyperparameter tunings to match the accuracy level what we want. The desired output can be fixed out based on the hyperparameter tuning.
Okay. So, could you please describe your workflow for developing, training, and deploying models in PyTorch?
In PyTorch.
Yep.
Okay, so for example, if let's say the PyTorch is a deep learning framework, so obviously this is giving us a clue that there is some models which will use some deep learning framework. So PyTorch has a obviously inbuilt capability of they have a I mean obviously it's a Python library and a framework where we can easily train our deep learning model. So obviously every single machine learning algorithm start with data ingestion. So Obviously I'll gather the data based on, for example, I just want to classify. I have a classification case. For example, let's say it's a there is a two images. For example, let's say the clothes. So clothes is, let's say, maybe as something you can say a segregation of a clothes. For example, whether the clothes is good or bad, let's say. So based on those parameters, we'll collect the data, and you're gonna fine tune the data if there is some anomalies or some let's say some kind of a missing value or something. If it is image data, we have to check the quality of the data, and the data quality is very much important while pre-processing it. And then we can apply some kind of
Yeah,
a
I think I need you to go to get to the point.
yeah,
It's like I need you. It's like first you said data ingestion, then what?
data ingestion.
Then
Data and data, once we have a data ingestion, then there is a one pipeline called a data pre-processing. So there is a step
okay,
of a data pre-processing. We're gonna pre-process the data. So there are many steps in pre-processing. If, let's say, if you
okay,
have some tabular data or something, and if you have image data, so the process is different for the data pre-processing. Then there is some steps called experimentation. We typically call a model building, right? And then once we have experimentation stage or model building, then there is something called a hyperparameter tuning. So there are also in between, there is also some steps called data visualization. So just want to check in data visualization whether the model is is there some kind of regression kind of a thing, how data is related to something, or there is missing value or not. So the data visualization gives you a clue before you implement the entire ML pipeline. And then once we have let's say data ingestion, data pre-processing, experimental model building, then hyperparameter tuning, and then there comes a stage of the pre-deployment. So we try to check it, the accuracy and all that, whether it's working or not. Then you create a PKL file for for the developers, for ML engineers. So we take our PKL file, they dockerize it, they containerize it, and then they give it the AWS environment. So whether we want to leverage in, if I'm using AWS, maybe I
Satya,
will.
I'm going to stop you here because we are eating all the time. So I need you to be more to the point. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say
Hold on. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, because we run out of time for this one.
okay,
The next one. Which cloud environments have you worked with?
I work with AWS and GCP also, Google Cloud.
Okay, which one do you prefer and why?
I prefer AWS because of their dedicated server, and they have a fully managed server, and they have a less latency. But yeah, their cost is a bit higher. But when it comes to fully managed service, so they provide much better service than GCP.
Okay, I agree. By the way, so do you have any publication or open source contribution related to machine learning?
Yeah, I have one publication with the GPT-4. I have just published it a year back, and I have two more publications which will come in 2025.
Great. So, could you please share a brief story of a project that can tell me your abilities, the project you feel more proud of?
Yeah, I worked. I'm recently working with. The government of India. It's a skill development project. So I have worked to design the recommendation engine for the students of 1 crore of students, like more than 100 millions of students, and their recommendation, the courses, their job recommendations. So and career path learning, their job path, and everything which I have worked on, and I'm very proud of that. And also I worked with one of the healthcare project where I designed the recommendation engine based on the symptoms of individual people. And also I worked with some image data that which I have talked about, that how from the text to image for one of the ad tech companies. So they wanted to create some story out of the text which are giving as an input. So these are the few interesting projects which I have worked on, and I am very proud of that. Yeah.
Okay, what was the biggest problem that you found in any of those projects?
The biggest problem was the data set, because the quality of data, that I always find a problematic, because sometimes I have a lack of a data, the data points, And when I collect the data or whatever data I get it, there is a problem of inconsistency in the data, the poor quality of data that I typically face.
Okay. Now, give me three strengths of yours, please.
Yeah, maybe the strength. If you ask me that in technical side, obviously I whenever a use case comes in, the something which it crops in is the the which model I gonna apply. So yeah, I have that kind of a strength. So, but if you ask me that upfront that the three the strength, so it's very difficult. But yeah, I can easily manage the work. I can easily understand, the work pressure, and I can handle it. And obviously, the innovative solutions, I try to, create some innovative solution and think in that line. And the research is also one of the, the strength of mine. So these are the few strength. Yeah.
Okay, and areas for improvement?
Area for improvement is obviously keep learning. The learning is something which is required, because in AI ML domain you keep learn new things everywhere. Even I'm talking to you and I'm learning from you that how you are conducting an interview. So yeah, so these are the some skills you typically learn in AI ML, because every single day there comes an LLMs. So whenever I open a newspaper, I see someone has created some LLMs. So obviously these are the some area which I have to work on to understand and learn these things. Yeah.
Okay, you told me one. Keep learning. What about the other two?
I mean, obviously the patience is something. Sometimes you lose patience, and the communication gap is something. Sometimes how to approach some the business case, and how to handle people. For example, if sitting in front of a senior people, how to approach and how to make obviously breaking the ice or something. So these are the area which I think can be improved. That requires me to improve. Yeah.
Okay. So why do you want to work in Modelia?
Why I want to work
In the company Modelia?
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I have seen and I mean, obviously, I've seen the profile, and I think I thought it's a different portfolio and it's a different domain. So I think you are in fashion designing or something, and the clothes and all, right. So as per my, I mean, the understanding, I think obviously working with, I mean, the interesting domain that gives you and the space, and also to learn new concepts, because the area which I am working on is more into the, I mean, the traditional one. So the people who are applying the AI in the domain, I mean, the area which typically attracts you is the fashion domain and all that. So I just wanted to explore the skill set which I have I mean, they acquired till now, and I just want to implement it. So that is why I just wanted to work with Modelia. Yeah.
Okay. So why should we hire you?
Yeah, this one is quite interesting that why
I
you should
know.
hire me, because yeah, I mean, I have obviously if you see my experience, and I have worked on the recent you can say the AI ML projects, and I'm a new, and also I have worked with the LLMs, the new advancement in AI. So I have also experience of the research. I can apply a few innovative solutions in your company, and I can create. I obviously help in generating a revenue, and obviously these are the some quality. And also I have operationalized models end to end. I understand how where how data and how their insights from data ingestion to deployment and post deployment the works. So I know how the enterprise works in terms of AI ML and the enterprising AI ML, and I have developed a AI system. So these are the some qualities which I have, and I am very proud of that. That can help you to hire me. So yeah.
Okay. What would be your starting date?
Starting date, I mean, obviously, if you feel like I'm an apt person, then obviously I require, because my current company has 3 months of this. I mean, the policy, you have to wait up to 3 months, 90 days. So yeah, I can start after
Okay.
3 months.
Okay. How do you feel working remotely?
Yeah, I worked once during the COVID times remotely, and it was quite. I mean, it helps me also to learn a new skill set while working with organizations, because remote works gives you flexibility of time, how to manage time, and also to learn and enhance your skill, because uh, there is something which I lack with the on, you can say, the office environment, is that obviously it kills your time, but at the same time there is a no new learning which I have seen at the workplace. But when you are at a remote setting, you have the time, and you can use it for obviously learning a new skill set, and you can apply it obviously on a remote setting job. Yeah.
Okay. What would be your preferred daily schedule if you could choose?
Preferred date
Yeah.
to join.
To when would you like to? At what time would you like to start working, and at what time would you like to stop working?
Yeah, I mean, if you are asking me the timing, right, in the Indian
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So
Yes.
in India, typically we start. My office typically here is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So obviously, I'm comfortable working on that time zone. But had it been, let's say, if it is you are sitting somewhere in USA, let's say, so time zone would be different. So that can be managed. Yeah.
Okay. So let's play a role play. Okay. It is 1 year from now. You've been working with us for 1 year, and you want to leave the company. Why would you be leaving the company?
Yeah, obviously. The reason for leaving an organization, there are many reasons that can play the people to get out of any company. Obviously, if let's say the environment is not good, and you are not getting support from your boss, maybe from a colleague, and your, let's say, my career is stuck somewhere, I'm not learning a new things, so that could be the possible reason. Otherwise, people don't leave. And obviously the salary, the package is the something which obviously keeps people, and hold people back sometime, and sometime is the reason for leaving an organization. But if you ask me, and obviously if I keep learning in any organization and my career is moving forward, I would not leave any organization. I will obviously stay there, and I'll try to increase the productivity of the company. At the same time, I'll try to enhance my skill set, and obviously I'll stay there.
Okay. So what's your current salary?
In India, my current salary is, if in, I'll tell you in INR, it's 27 LPA in INR. So if you can
Okay.
calculate it, I don't know how you calculate it, but it's 27 LPA INR.
And what would be your preferred salary?
Obviously, if I get some around 40% hike, then I would love to join. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm done. Now it's your turn. You can ask any question that you want.
Yeah, Ivan, I was quite interesting. I've seen the company, and I was interested to talk to you, and I just want to understand that how Modilia works. So I just like to start with how you have. I think you are the founder of Modilia, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I just like to know that what was your thought, because creating a company like Modilia, yeah.
Well, the question is, what does it look like working here?
Yeah, no, no, no. What was the thought behind? What was the thought behind? To create organization like Modilia. Yeah. What was your thought? I mean, it's not like a
Well,
working.
I talked to many people in the industry. They shared the problem that they were having regarding the visuals that they were using in their websites. And when I saw that we could help them using AI, I decided to to do that. Start researching to improve the visuals that fashion e-commerces are using.
Okay, okay. And how old is the company? I mean, how old is your firm?
12 months now.
So how many people from India are working for you?
Right now, 1, 2, 3 people.
So why you are hiring people from India? Why not from USA? And there are different reasons. The Europe, and you have a UK. There are many, maybe the US. So why you are not hiring people from that part of the world?
First of all, we are an American company, but we are not based in the US. So we have to hire remotely. Second, we can decide since we have to hire remotely. We can decide whether to hire from Europe or the US or in Asia. So we found out that Asia and for example South America, they are great places to find great talent with a reasonable salary. Because the thing is when you want to hire anyone in the US, the salaries that they will get there, they are inflated, and only companies, well-funded companies in Silicon Valley can get the top talent. Whereas in places like in India or in Vietnam or in Colombia or in Argentina, you can play face to face. At the same time, we are used to work remotely, and we wanted to have a team around the world. So we are not just hiring in India. We have people in India, in Israel, in Turkey, and in Colombia. So we wanted to make a team that can work around the sun.
Yeah, great. So yeah. And what is the revenue of the company in these 12 months? Because I can understand that any startup, because it struggle with the fund. So what are the sources of the funds, and how the revenue and all that. So how you sustain it? Because I understand that as a startup there are many more challenges and hurdles. So how you sort it out?
We closed a funding round 2 months ago of nearly 500,000, and we have a runway up to January 2026.
And I think it's a good to know that you have fundings and all that. Yeah, you are. So I don't have now any more questions. So yeah.
Okay, then basically what I'm going to do are the next steps. I am summarizing all the information that I am taking today, and if you make it to the next stage, you will receive an email from me with information about an assignment that we would like you to do.
Okay? Sure, Ivan. I would
This
love
assignment
to.
will take you between 5 to 8 hours and will help us understand how well you code. And then you will need to present that assignment to our CTO and the head of the AI team.
Okay. Sure, Ivan. I'll wait for that, your email. Yeah.
Okay, then that's it. Thank you so much, Satya, for your time, for answering so fast. I think you did a very good interview, to be honest. And I'm pretty much looking forward to sending you the email with the next steps. Okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Ivan, for your time, and you have been so nice to me. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Satya. Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Take care.
Merry Christmas to you. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.